Okay.
Hey y'all,
You're at 109 right now.
how is it that I'm just learning about black men who lived during the 1800s and were extremely successful? How is it that I'm just now learning about about their lives, about their successes? This is a Black History moment. This is Black History Month, 2025. This is a Black History Month moment with IC 109.
You're at 109 right now.
All right. So I'm sitting here reading California's Black Pioneers. And this book was written in the 70s. I found this book at the library at Dorsey High School. I sat down, I read it, and I was just amazed at how much I discovered about California. I'm so in love with my state, my home state, and the city as well. But even though I'm in love with the history of learning about this state, I'm also frustrated with the fact that I'm 45 years of age and I've never heard these stories. None of this information was ever taught in school, um, or nor was it presented in movies or any other form. So I'm just like, wow, this is really sad. But anyhow, I did discover these men's lives, and I want to tell you about them. All right. So the person's life that I want to start off, with telling you about is William Ellison. And now William Ellison was a black man who was born in Texas toward the end of slavery, the last few years of slavery, 1860s or so. I'm sitting in front of the computer. I could, fact check so that I'm not giving you, the wrong information. Let's go. William Ellis. All right. All right. So he was born. Oh, okay. 1864, right? 1864. Slavery ends, what, 2 years later? Or 1 year? 1865, 1866. I think it's 1865. Slavery in America ended. Oh, okay. So he was born 1 year before slavery ended in America. But we know that because of Juneteenth, that 1866 was the year slaves were free. Okay, I'm getting bogged down into all of these details and stuff like that, and I'm also exposing my ignorance. But I'm just gonna tell you what I know. William Ellis, born in Texas, he would often go from Texas to as an adult. He would often go from Texas to Mexico, and because he was older, or rather, he was an adult. He was a skilled businessman. He took his skills to Mexico. He was able to become a successful businessman in Mexico. I guess because he lived in Texas, um, and he was around a lot of Mexicans, he picked up Spanish. So part of his success was the fact that he was a skilled businessman. He spoke Spanish. Not to mention, he was also a handsome man. And I'll get into why I say that. Because good looks go a long way as well. But the idea was that no matter where a black man, regardless of how he looked, no matter where a black man was in America, his opportunities were limited because he was black. But because he moved frequently between America and Mexico, he found a success that he could not have achieved were he to only have lived in America. So think about that. He had to go to Mexico to become successful. He was so successful that he became a quote unquote Mexican millionaire, right? Perhaps because he may have taken on Mexican citizenship. He might have had dual citizenship. You got to read the story. Got to get more of these details. I'm just making this video extemporaneously, you know. So I may make some errors as I'm speaking. I'm not a historian. I'm just fascinated with history, and I'm trying to be as factual based upon my memory, right, as possible. But that was learning about his life was a phenomenal, moment. I was like, wow, that's unbelievable. I bought a book that was written about his life. I've read much of the book, still have more to go, but I'm fascinated just by the fact that he did that. Okay, now I mentioned I was reading this book, California's Black Pioneers, and I read about this man called Leidesdorff, and it's a similar story. Leidesdorff was the son of a Danish and West Indian, Danish and West Indian, a Danish father, West Indian mother, a white father, a black mother. So he was a mulatto. Leidesdorff was mulatto. But Leidesdorff has a phenomenal history in San Francisco or in California, in particular in California, because he is the man. Of course, he's a millionaire, but he's also like doing so many things that are just, incredible. From it says he was elected to San Francisco's first city council and its first school board. Like a lot of firsts for this man. He built the first hotel, the first shipping warehouse, operated the first steamboat on San Francisco Bay, laid out the first horse racetrack in California. All right? And he's one of San Francisco's founding fathers, a black man. He was mulatto, though. He was mulatto. So it was a mixture. But the fact that, black history is like so woven into California's history, is an aspect, is a point. It's something. It's so important that, how could it be left out? How could you even leave this information out of our history stories, our history books, when, in our history class, I'd never heard about this kind of stuff. So that's what I wanted to make this video about. I'm fascinated by it. I'm just like, I just find this amazing. So those are the two men, all right? William Henry Ellis. He was also known as Guillermo Enrique Eliseo. All right, that's the guy I told you about who skipped down to Mexico, the black man who skipped down to Mexico to become a Mexican millionaire. And then there's Leidesdorff, William Alexander Leidesdorff. Somehow these two men and their lives should have gone hand in hand in a book, of history book. Like there was the William Henry Ellis story, but did you hear the William Alexander story? I mean, they're both named Williams after all, right? All right. Hope you enjoy watching this video. Oh, and the other thing is, like, why did I keep bringing up mulatto? Because, it's a fact, colorism. And, that was important. Like, look at it. It goes to, it underscores the intra-racial politics. The lighter complected blacks had a better, opportunity, had a better life because they had better opportunities. It's a cold reality, man. That's cold, but it's true. It was true then, and it's true today. So that's why I brought it up. All right, I hope I got all my ideas out. I usually do these videos, and then after I do them, if I go back and watch them, I'm like, dang, I should have said this. I should have said that. But when you make it, extemporaneously on the fly like this, whatever comes to mind at that moment in time, that's all that it is. So I'm going to leave it at that. Peace and blessings from IC 109. Black History Month 2025. And I'm out.
You're at 109 right now.
October 9th. That's where it starts.
You see, it's the same old thing.